Hello guys and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to be reviewing a pre-workout called Executioner by Labz, covering the taste, the price, the label and the effects. It's quite a hyped up pre-workout. I think a lot of reviewers have already got their hands on this one from quite a while ago. We've been sitting on it for a while, but today we're going to be getting into it for you specifically. And if you're new here, please do hit the sub button, tick the bell icon, all the usuals. Let's get into it. And we're into taste and mixability, and we've got the pleasure of trying Strawberry Murderita, and it looks very menacing on the tub there. I'm not sure if that's going to focus or not, but anyhow, let's see how it goes. So mixability, not too bad. We've seen better, we've seen worse, average, but let's see how it tastes. Yeah, it's not great. It's very like medicinal-y. I mean, there is definitely some strawberry action going on there, but bittersweet, shall we say. Yeah, it's definitely like a chemical undertone. A little bit of chalkiness. I'd still say it's above average though, but not by a great deal. Let's give you a score in a second. Yeah, I'd give that a 5.5 out of 10, so slightly above average. Like, it's doable, you won't struggle. Let's move into price. Okay, let's move into that price segment. How much are you going to be paying to pick up Executioner? Well, you head over to nutritionalsupplementshop.com, where you can find this on there for 50% off, which is unreal when we get into it. So it's a 30 serving tub. You can pick it up currently for $19.99, and when you translate over into pounds, it's only £16.51 per the tub, or only 55p per serving, which is ridiculously good bang for buck, because it actually comes in at a solid 10 out of 10 on our pricing scale. Now bear in mind that 5 out of 10 is a bang averagely priced pre-workout for today's calibre, so to get a 10 out of 10 is almost unheard of. Obviously it's 50% off, we don't know how long that's going to last, so jump on it whilst you can. You know, before we get into the effects, it's, you know, I think we'll understand that it's very much worth that price. If we was to do it on the full price, however, obviously 40 bucks, it would come in at an 8 out of 10 on our price scale. So even at full price, with no discount codes, it still gets a very respectable 8 out of 10, which again, priced way better than your average pre-workout. So yeah, decently priced pre-workout, even without the 50% off. So if you like the sound of the effects, jump on it whilst you can, but let's get into it. Right, let's get into this label then. So we've got 11 gram serving amount, we've got the Killer Pumps and Performance Matrix up first, beta alanine at 2.5 grams. It's an okay dose. We normally look for 3.2, but it'll still get the job done in the form of giving you that itchy, tingly sensation, but it's really in here for its endurance benefits. When it builds up in the system, it will help to buffer lactic acid, so you should hopefully get a few more reps, but we like it for that tingle action, so we'll take it on board. Then we've got betaine anhydrous at 2 grams, decent dose, jack of all trades ingredients, going to help with pumps, power, and even some nootropic benefit. Then we've got taurine at 1 gram, nice dose again, and another jack of all trades type ingredient, going to help with pumps, some cognition and energy production. Then we've got choline bitartrate, 500 milligrams, not the best form of choline and also not the greatest dose in the world. Normally like to see at least 1 gram when it's in this form, but it should help to some degree with focus. Then we move down to S7, trademarked ingredient, 50 milligrams. It's arguable as to whether this one is all that great. Some people think it's alright, some people don't really like it. We're kind of in the middle. We'll give it the benefit of doubt, but it should help to bump up nitric oxide levels and help with blood flow and pumps. It looks like they've gone for S7 instead of citrulline in this scenario, so we'll just see. Then we move down to the Killer Energy and Focus Matrix, caffeine anhydrous at 400 milligrams, which is 4 cups worth of coffee. Heavy hitting stimulant, it's going to wake you up and get you moving. Then we've got a Reagerensis extract, 250 milligrams, a dose to not be sniffed at, not too shabby. Normally see anything from 100 to sort of like 300, even up to 500 in some scenarios actually. But it's kind of a mild stim, helps with focus, drive, energy. Then we've got Infinergy, trademark version of decaffeine malate, 100 milligrams. So you're going to yield an additional 75 milligrams of caffeine from that, topping up the total to 475 milligrams of caffeine. Jesus. So this is in here to help extend the life of the caffeine, you know, anti-crash mechanism. So it's going to kick in a little bit later after that anhydrous has worn off. Then we've got N-methyltyramine, aka NMT, 50 milligrams, which is sort of coined as a dirty stim, so it's going to kick in very hard, very fast, sort of get that fight or flight type feeling going, the adrenaline levels up. So yeah, we like to see that. Then we've got N-isopropanolsinephrine, 30 milligrams, which is a potent form of synephrine. It's going to help with fat burning and energy production. Then we wrap off with Huperzine extract, Huperzine A, 10 milligrams, which is obviously 100 micrograms. That's going to help with memory, focus, cognition. So yeah, it's quite a nice, interesting label. Got a lot of different bits and pieces there. Not too much for pump, mainly energy and focus, but yeah, we'll see how it comes together in real life. Okay, let's get into the effects of Executioner pre-workout. In there several times myself and Aaron have used it, and we'll start off like we always do with that beta-alanine. It's in here at 2.5 grams, which is 700 milligrams less than what we would typically see at the 3.2 gram dosage. But actually, it still kicked in reasonably well. I'd say 6, 7 out of 10 on the tingle scale. You definitely knew it was in here. So if you like beta-alanine, it's going to be a thumbs up for you. If you're not a fan of it, a mild thumbs down. You have to look at some other pre-workouts. So it sets the scene definitely from that beta-alanine. And I would say, just jumping straight to the chase here, sense of urgency is the standout feature of this pre-workout. You know, you get those stims kicking in very quickly within 15, 20 minutes. You get the beta-alanine kicking in reasonably strong, like I say. Everything starts to hit and come together very quickly with this pre-workout. So you absolutely just want to get moving in a very short period of time, which is, let's face it, that's why you take a pre-workout, isn't it? It's to get you moving and to get you down the gym. So it's almost like you've signed on the dotted line of, I must go to the gym once you've taken this pre-workout. So it kicks in very, very strong. You feel your heart rate go up, you feel that sense of urgency, you cannot wait to get training. And that high level of energy does last through the entire training session. You know, it survives longer days like your back and leg days. It obviously deals with chest, shoulder, arm days very easily. You know, 475 milligrams total plus other stimulants on top is not to be sniffed at all. And it does come together as you'd expect based on that label. Very much a strong, potent, Stim Junkie-esque feeling pre-workout from a stimulatory energy standpoint. So yeah, do not sleep on this one when it concerns that side of things. Now, so the energy is super hard hitting, long lasting. I'd say you feel it at a high level for a good 2 to 3 hours, and then it starts to smoothly come down. There's no crash, which is good. Focus, there's no illicit off your head, nasty, you know, euphoric, nothing like that type feeling. No DMHA, DMAA, nothing like that at all. It's very much one of these high energy driven pre-workouts. That is absolutely the standout feature here. There is an element of focus to it, but it's more of a dialed in, not mucking around style productive focus. So you just want to crack on with your training. There's no real mood elevation to it, but at the same time it doesn't really put you in a bad mood. It's just one of those ones where you just want to get moving. You just want to be left alone to crack on through your training and smash it.
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
So with that being said, obviously endurance is very much a standout key point with this pre-workout. You know, you're smashing through your weights, you want minimal rest time, you feel strong on it, and you don't seem to slow down the whole training session. So energy is definitely up there. I would say, honestly, as Stim Junkie type pre-workouts go, a good 9 out of 10 for energy. Focus sitting just behind that, I'd probably give that a solid 8 out of 10. Like I said, very productive style focus, but non-illicit feelings. There's no floaty, horrible feeling with this one. You know, if that's what you like, then look at some DMHA type pre-workouts. Now, the other thing we look at is pumps, and they were surprisingly good. Considering all that's in here for pumps really, directly, is the S7, they were surprisingly good. And I do think that's because it's one of these pre-workouts that gets you putting in a silly work rate in terms of, you know, you're just absolutely hammering through your training. Like I mentioned, low rest time, high weights, high reps, just absolutely gunning it. So you do develop really nice pumps. So I would give pumps, you know, based on label, I'd give pumps like a 3 out of 10. But in reality, how it transitions on every time we've used it, I'd give the pumps a good 6.5 out of 10, so above average. And like I mentioned, no real negatives to this pre-workout. You know, there is a borderline amount of jitters. Like, I do think that if you're sensitive to stimulants, this would hit you and perhaps leave you in a bad way. But if you're somewhat seasoned, then you'll be absolutely fine with it. This is a pre-workout I'd recommend to people that want to step into that Stim Junkie realm, but not mess with any super illicit type ingredients. You know, if you don't want your alpha yos, not that that's super illicit, but nasty effects can come with that. Your DMHA, DMAA, you know, anything of that nature. If you want to avoid that, but still get a high stim, you know, type feeling, this would be the pre-workout to go for. So I'd recommend it to Stim Junkies that like that high energy feeling. Obviously, Stim Junkies that like that illicit, floaty, euphoric feeling, this won't tick the box for you. Beginners, stay clear of it. Intermediates that want to delve into stronger pre-workouts, I'd recommend it to you guys. And as for that price point, hell yeah, definitely worth it, absolutely. Even without the 50% off, definitely worth it. So honestly, this is going to be one of those reviews where I would say straight up, get it, just buy it, straight up, get it for that money. Honestly, why would you not? 55p a go, you cannot sniff at that. So yeah, guys, I think that does sum it up. Energy is the standout point with a sense of urgency. Focus just behind, pumps just behind that. No real negatives. You know, it didn't keep me up all night. There's no extreme appetite suppression to it. Yeah, it just got the job done. What more can you want? It's one of those productive, high energy pre-workouts. That's the best way I can sum it up for you guys. But yeah, if you've used it, let me know what you thought of it down below. Is there anything else you want to see us review on the channel? All of those usuals. And as always, stay stimmed. Everything you do, I can't seem to get enough. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got me feeling